of them together at Texas when they won the national title a few years ago. He's out of Lubbock, lives now in Austin. And he deals a fastball high. Hall hitting .266 for the year with a homer. He's driven in 13. Fast strike over the outside corner. Boy, what a topsy-turvy year for Randy O'Neal. Now he gets traded to a team that looks like it's going to win its division, but he winds up in the minor leagues. Hot shot. Schmidt knocks it down, stays with it. 1-0. So Hall is retired. Ken Oberkfell, the batter. Obi hitting .302 on the year.
Number 24,
Baber has been in the major leagues a couple of times with the Cardinals and has been found wanting. However, with all the troubles the Braves bullpen has endured really all season long, he'll probably get a better chance here than he ever had before. Fastball outside, 1 ball, no strike. So we wish O'Neal well, and brother, we wish Baber well too when he gets here, and he'll be here tomorrow. Fastball inside. 2-0, the count to Oberkfell. Just missed inside, and the count goes to 3-0. Well, I'm doing my part. I'm using a different scorebook tonight. That should break this slump. Strike called, 3-1.
It's interesting. I'm using a different red pen.
Well, between us, we may win this thing by 8 games. Upstairs, and Oberkfell is aboard with 1 out. Gary Renicky, the batter, he ripped a double here last night. He's been hitting the ball quite well. He's one of those guys that has never really had a chance to play every day. He played quite a bit with Baltimore, but almost always against left-handed pitching. Had John Lowenstein and he platooning in left field with great effect. I just wonder what would happen if they cut him loose. Over the outside corner, 0-1. Willie Stargell coaching at first and Russ Nixon at third for another. A ball and a strike. The crowd is smaller than last night's. They had close to 30 last evening. Another very hot day here. I'm sure it is where you are too. The pitch bounced foul, sharply hit past third. Runner at first, and there's 1 out. Line, right field, base hit. Good job of hitting. Oberkfell around second. He's going to try. Here comes Wilson's throw, and he is out. Great throw by Wilson. And the Braves' lack of speed hurts him again. He had to hold up when the ball was hit and went right by him.
With all apologies to Jesse Barfield and Dale Murphy and Dave Winfield, I don't think there's a right fielder in the game who makes this throw. And he was out as he slid in. You make a second look, you might see his foot hit the bag before the tag, but it was bang, bang. But Glenn Wilson threw the ball from so deep in right field, and he's the only one I can think who could do that.
He had a little stutter step there, too, trying to get himself ready to slide, and that cost him on the play. Well, here's Dale Murphy with a runner at first and 2 out. level, 0-1.
Yeah, you mentioned that really was a good job of hitting by Renicky. Renicky seemed to freeze just for a moment so he could swing late at the ball and line it to right field. I mean, he really tried to do that. It isn't often when you try things like that as a hitter it works, and it really worked. He just stopped his hands for a minute, then went through and smacked the ball to right field.
Ground ball to second, Samuel. And the inning is over. Well, here we go. We go to the bottom half of the first inning. Samuel, Thompson, and Hayes will be the first three against Rick Mailer, who is 2-1 this year and 7-6 lifetime against Philadelphia. Samuel at 272. You see the line on Mailer. The hits and innings pitched a little bit high, but much better than a year ago when Rick really struggled. He pitched a good one his last time out of the chute, but he lost. Mailer to Samuel. Upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Slow curve. Must have been a little high. 2-0. The Phillies trying to get over the 500 mark. They've been flirting with it for about a month. Three balls, no strikes. A less than auspicious beginning for Atlanta. Here's Milt Thompson, the former Brave, hitting .281. Samuel has good running speed.
Number 24,
Simmons has to hold the runner on at first base, so Thompson has some extra hitting room. The left-hand hitter waits. That's 5 in a row that have missed.
If the Phillies guess slow curve, if Samuel guesses slow curve, he can run whenever he wants. He is bound to go, and he will get a great jump just on the pitch by Mailer.
He gets a good lead. A strike is first of the game. It's 1-1. Von Hayes is on deck. Samuel back easily. He took a shot at left field, fouled it off. A ball and 2 strikes. They shade Thompson slightly toward left field. There's that slow curve, base hit. Samuel around second. He'll challenge Murphy, and he will be safe. First and third, nobody out. An AstroTurf single, but he took advantage of the hole between first and second, and the speed of Samuel enabled him to move to third on a ball tougher to get there than the one on which Oberkfell was thrown out.
That's why they teach hitters like Milt Thompson to use the turf, swing down on the ball. Cardinals have done very well with that theory. And so he bounces the base hit over Simmons' head, who had no chance, and Samuel, with his speed, easily gets to third. Well, the Phillies have really set their table. They have first and third, no one out, and their 3 best hitters coming up: Von Hayes, Mike Schmidt, and Glenn Wilson.
Hayes at 295. Infield back for Atlanta. Popped into short left field. That might be trouble. It's going to fall. Fair. Run is in. Another man is at third. No one covers there. It's a double. The throw gets away. He will score, and another runner goes to third. Okay, well,
Well, first off, the Braves get a bad break. Hayes swinging underneath the fastball, pops it up in no man's land. Remember, he's a lefty power hitter, so no one can get near the ball. Watch Thomas and Oberkfell out there. Renicky throws to third, but there's no one at third. Mailer gets there late. Can't handle it on one hop. It gets past Ozzie Virgil. So Thompson scores, and Hayes goes all the way around to third. A little pop fly in no man's land down the left field line. And Renicky had no one to throw to through. Mailer got there late, and he botched up the one-hop throw, and it went past Virgil.
Couldn't tell if it deflected off the base runner or not. At any rate, it's a double in air. 1 RBI. The other runner scores on the air. Infield back for Schmidt. It's 2-0. And that's high and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Wow. Schmidt at 289 on the air. Line, base hit, another run is in. It's 3-0. There's still nobody out. A walk and 3 hits. Glenn Wilson, the batter.
Number 12, right fielder Greg Westwood.
The Braves have lost 7 out of 8 on this road trip and are not off to a red-hot start here. Line foul toward right. And he was trying to go the other way. You can do that with a pitcher who pitches away and with a pitcher who changes speeds a lot. Thompson pulled his base hit. Hayes blooped his double to the outfield. Schmidt singled to the outfield. And Wilson just took a shot at the outfield. So far, it looks like you better change pens and I better change score sheets again. A ball and a strike to count. Again, he took a shot at right, hit it hard but foul. A ball and 2 strikes. Lance Parrish will be next. That time he tried to pull it, hit it off his thumbs, foul. It stays 1-2. Runner at first, 1 out, 3 in. Again, he goes toward right and fouls it off. Mets beat Houston 5-2. That's a final now. Cincinnati got a run in the first at Montreal.
And by the way, that run for the Reds, Eric Davis, number 28.
They are just bludgeoning people to stay in front in the West. Two and two, the count to Wilson. The slow curve had him off stride, but he must inside 3-2. With no one out, let's see if Schmidt is running from first. Wilson waits. No. Walked in. So it's not getting any better for Atlanta. First, Del Canton on his way out to visit with Rick Mailer, who's been pitching well, but not tonight so far. He's having all sorts of trouble. They begin to stir in the bullpen. The Braves are a pitcher short tonight, of course, with O'Neill on his way to Louisville, the Cardinal farm, I guess he is, and Baber on his way here. there's David Palmer, who may be activated for tomorrow's game, as we mentioned. We'll wait and see about that. Lance Parrish is hitting .235. A year from now, it will be interesting to see how Parrish performs in the National League once he's been through the league once, and once he has digested the way various pitchers work to him. One ball, no strikes. So far, this has been like first the stretch. Another shot toward right is foul. Pretty obvious what they're trying to do, isn't it? 1-1 the count. Tom Smith, our director tonight, and so far, if you're a Braves fan, he's been directing like Brian De Palma, a lot of violence. 1-1 is the count. Watched it all the way, and it was low. 2-1. The outfield plays Parrish slightly to pull. There's still nobody out in the first. Nobody there. Parrish waits. A little tap toward third. In fast. Oberkfell makes the play at third base. There's the first out of the inning. Schmidt retired 5 unassisted. Wilson moves to second. Parrish reaches on the fielder's choice, and Greg Gross, a .294 hitter, will come to the plate. Gross has a homer and 9 RBIs. He's only batted 85 times this year. There's the strike over the outside corner. Everything is up above the belt, it appears to us, from Mailer. Jeff Dedman up in the Atlanta bullpen. A little early for him. Popped him up. Foul territory and out of play. And there's Jeff. First and second, 1 out, 3 in. A ball and 2 strikes, the count. Pops away. The runners try to move up, and they will. That should be a pass ball. Unless it got in the dirt, and I don't think it did.
We get a chance to look at it again. It just banged right out of his glove. It didn't squeeze in the mitt, so that has to be a pass ball.
What an inning. Now the infield has to come in, and the 2-2 to Gross. Almost hit him. Crowd boos, but he wasn't throwing at him in this spot. The payoff pitch to Gross. The 3-2 pitch. Popped him up. Andres Thomas calls for it. There's a very helpful second out. For now, the infield can drop back, and Steve Jeltz is the batter. He had a double here last night, but he's hitting only 175 on the year. They may put him on and pitch to Bruce Ruffin. And they do, and that will be the 3rd walk of the inning. Well, the pitcher, Don Carmen, hurt the Braves last night with a big base hit that turned out to be the game-winning RBI. Mailer will try to prevent that here. Ruffin is hitting only .048. He is 2 out of 42, so you got a shot.
Well, I know it looks kind of odd to walk a 175 hitter. Jeltz hasn't hit a lick in all of his years in the major leagues, but you look at David Palmer, and Larry McWilliams waves his hat saying that he's ready, or just simply waving his hat. Anyway, you can't afford for someone to get a base hit, make it 5-0. Then you're really in trouble. So Chuck Tanner plays the percentages, walks Jeltz, and has Mailer go after the pitcher.
High. That's the other thing about the bases loaded when your pitcher is having control trouble. 1 ball, no strikes. He started him with a breaking ball. High fastball. He didn't get it. 1-1. The sacks are full. Wilson, Parrish, and Jeltz. There's the curveball. He's way out in front. 1-2. Two and two. Well, now we've got the old merry-go-round. Everybody running on the 3-2 pitch to the pitcher. There they go. And he stayed alive. With the break that Jeltz is getting at first base. On any base hit to left or center, he very well might score. The 3-2. Fouled away again. That might have been ball 4. It looked high.
You know, there's a baseball term for the way Bruce Ruffin swings, that he feels for the ball. He's not really getting a lot of speed on the bat head. He just kind of feels for it, hoping to make contact.
The 3-2 struck him out on a high fastball, and the inning is mercifully over. But not before the Phillies scored 3 times on 3 hits. It was 1 error, 1 pass ball, and 3 men left. At the end of 1, Philadelphia 3, Atlanta nothing. Oh, I'm sorry. You have the disclaimer. I forgot all about that. My fault. I take full responsibility. Go right ahead.
Not that I think any Braves fans needs this directly applied to them. I don't think they want to replay any of this game. However, this telecast authorizes the broadcasting rights granted by the Atlanta National League Baseball Club, intended solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, retransmission, or the use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Atlanta National League Baseball Club is prohibited.
Ted Simmons leads off the second and taps one fair. He doesn't run, and he's thrown out. Simmons says the ball hit him, and now Eric Gregg may. Chuck Tanner gets out there too, and they're saying ask Eric Gregg, and Gregg says the ball hit him on the foot. And now let's see what Dick Stello says about that.
You can read what he's saying. I saw it hit him, and it's foul. That's what he says. Now Lee Elia will come out and put his 2 cents in. Darren Dalton made kind of a nice play, but let's see if the ball did hit Simmons. Yes. Right off his back. And now Dalton waits for it to get fair. Stays in, rather not Dalton, Lance Parrish. Waits for it to get fair. But it did hit Simmons. Good call by Eric Gregg as he helps out Dick Stello at home plate, just a foul ball.
And that's the way the umpires should be, no matter who the call goes for. Get it right. The pitch. Line center field. Almost took Ruffin with it. So Simmons is aboard to start the second. And Andres Thomas is the batter.
And let's give a little pat on the back to our camera crew, because every shot we ask for, they get all the time. We have our entire TBS crew with us here in Philadelphia.
Thomas hitting .237 on the year.
Good crew, and they party okay, too.
The pitch hits the umpire. Dick Stella wishes this thing would start over, too. That'll be a wild pitch. And Simmons is at second base.
There's been a lot of nutty things happening. Down in the dirt, and it bites Dick Stella in the leg. He jumps out of the way. The ball caroms back, and Simmons goes to second on the wild pitch.
Well, the Braves can get right back into this thing. They're only down 3-0 despite the 41 pitches thrown by Mailer in the first inning. Same spot almost. 2-0. Three balls, no strikes. Right through there, the old automatic, 3-1. The struggling Ozzie Virgil will be next. Boy, he is really having a tough time of it, down to .218 with the batting average. The 3-1 pitch. Hot shot, base hit. Simmons rounds third. They will hold him there. The throw comes back to third and almost winds up in the seat. Schmidt saved Wilson in there. He knew Simmons wouldn't be trying to score and tried to embarrass him. He almost embarrassed himself and caused a lawsuit as he almost beamed a fan.
It is the second time this year I've seen Glenn Wilson throw behind a runner at third base. I've never seen that happen before. Glenn Wilson has such a great arm. He wants to show it off. He figures if Simmons rounds the bag too far, he might get him throwing in back of him. I honestly have never seen a right fielder do it, and I've seen him do it twice now.
After that, he may not do it again. They're on the corners for Virgil upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. A long one ties it. And Parrish wants to go talk with Ruffin, who pitched very well in the first inning, but is struggling now. And Claude Austin, the Phil's pitching coach, will go out there as well. Ruffin at 7-7 for the year.
Actually, the Braves' base running problem in the first inning, Oberkfell being thrown out at third, shifted the focus away from Ruffin. But if you look at your box score, Ruffin has now given up 3 hits and a walk to the first 6 batters. But the base running, I can't call it a mistake. Oberkfell should have gone for third. Wilson just threw him out. Made a truly phenomenal throw. Well, the meeting breaks up. Now Ruffin will go after Ozzie Virgil, Glenn Hubbard, and Mailer. The Braves having first and third and no one out, trailing 3-0.
The lefty looks in. Infield back, of course. Count evens, 1-1. Good to see Virgil do that, too. He has to be more aggressive with the bat than he's been in recent weeks. He's taken an awful lot of pitches. Good pitches. High chop toward third. Schmidt may come home. He does. He's up. First and second, 1 out. Simmons had to come, really. They'd have thrown Virgil out at first base anyway.
It's just a chopper. Schmidt could have gone to first, but he makes the right play. There's no double play here, so he gets Simmons out easily at home plate. And now the odds better for the Phils, first and second and 1 out.
And Glenn Hubbard is the batter. Hubbard, 295. He's had a terrific year. Looks at a strike over the outside corner. 2 on, 1 out. It's 3-0 Philadelphia. The pitch. Lined hard, but fouled to right. Well, those folks in that area have been bombarded tonight with looping line drive. Rick Mailer will be next. And there's no activity in the bullpen any longer, so he will hit. Line fair into the corner. That'll get 1 home. Virgil stops at second. And it's a 3-1 ball game as Hubbard delivers the RBI single.
Braves have hit Ruffin pretty hard in the 2 wins over him this year, and they're hitting him hard tonight. That's a breaking ball over the middle of the plate, and Hubbard smacked it right past Schmidt. It kicks off the gate here. It doesn't go down the corner. The Braves lost a base on that. Hubbard should have been at second, and Virgil certainly should have been at third. But the ball kicked off the gate instead of going in the corner, so the Braves have first and second, 1 out.
And they're down by just 2 now. They're thinking bunt are the Phils, but Mailer was swinging. 1 ball, no strikes. He again checks Russ Nixon, who checks Chuck Tanner. Again swinging. Again the pitch is away from the strike zone. It's 2-0, and Ruffin. There's no activity in their bullpen yet, but I would imagine that's subject to change at any time. He's going to load him up if he's not careful for the top of the order, and Albert Hall.
Not to inundate you with figures, but this year against the Braves in 3 starts, Ruffin is 0-2 in his ERA, 8.03. He's given up 11 runs in 12 innings, and really not off to a great start tonight.
3-1 to Mailer. Virgil leads from second, Hubbard from first. Now he tries to bunt. Bunts foul. He was bunting for a base hit that time. Count is full 3-2 with 1 out. The runners will not be going. Boy, not much speed out there for Atlanta. He walked him, and the bases are loaded. Missed with a fastball. So Mr. Ruffin is asking for trouble, and let's see if the Braves can give him some. Still no activity in the bullpen for Philadelphia. Albert Hall bounced to third his first time. Infield back, hopeful of turning a double play. Hall's still fast, but not as fast when he bats right-handed. Little tap past third. It's 0-1. Braves about hit them 4-3, but they trail 3-1. And Hall is in the hole 0-2. If you joined us late, Randy O'Neal has been dealt to the Cardinals, who outrighted him to Louisville. In return, the Braves get right-handed reliever Joe Baver, who had 21 saves in AAA this year. He'll join the Braves tomorrow. Base hit up the middle. One run is in. Hubbard should score. He will. Mailer stops at second. And the bad start has been negated. And we're tied 3-3. Oh, just about picked off second base umpire Jerry Davis with that drive.
You'll see Albert hit a bullet up the middle. A high fastball over the plate. And Samuel just missed getting it. And so the Braves get 2 to tie and still have first and second one out. And here's Ken Oberkfell. Now the Phillies bullpen becomes alive. Looks like Wally Ritchie, the young left-hander, starts to warm.
Oberkfell walked his first time. Braves bid to take the lead here. Up and in. He is all over the place. One ball, no strikes.
Here's Wally, and that's just a figurative term because he's warm even without getting up. Or there's something wrong with him.
High chop. Can they get a double play? One there. That's all they'll try to get. The ball was not hit hard enough. They're on the corners with 2 out. So Hall is retired, 6-4. Naylor reaches third. On the fielder's choice, Oberkfell reaches, and here is Gary Renicky, who singled to right his first time. This is the 8th hitter to bat in the second for Atlanta. 9 men went to the plate in the first for the Phillies. There's a wild pitch, and the go-ahead run should score. Mailer does, and it's 4-3. I guess it will be a wild pitch. Whatever this is, folks, it ain't Major League Baseball.
Everything has happened in an inning and a half. Again, Ruffin, same spot, low inside, as the breaking ball goes down and into the right-hand hitter. Mailer scores, and going to second is Oberkfell. It is a wild pitch, of course, and the Braves now have a 4-3 lead.
Renicky waits. Boy, he had some cut as he fouled it off. It's 1-1.
About 1,000 years ago, Skip, I know you've heard the line. Don Drysdale took a look at the L.A. Coliseum when the Dodgers moved out there, saw that 8,000-foot screen 200 feet away in left field, and he said, I don't know what this is, but it isn't baseball. It's the same thing.
Upstairs, 2-1. There are 2 out in the inning. Murph will hit if Renicky can deliver. Oh, great catch by Schmidt. He takes a base hit away from Renicky. And a run away from the Braves. The count on Juan Samuel leading off the second is 1 ball, no strikes. 4-3 Atlanta is our score. Foul tipped at the plate. That one stung Ozzie Virgil. And the count evens. After 2, Texas and Cleveland scoreless. Red Sox lead Seattle 1-0 after an inning and a half in other baseball. Andres Thomas, good play, long throw, super. Nicely done, 1 out. He unloaded in a hurry, and he got something on it.
And we'll see the replay of Thomas throwing out the very speedy Juan Samuel. He's back on the outfield portion of the artificial turf. Sets himself and gets the out.
And another one on a broken bat pop by Milt Thompson, handled by Hubbard, 2 away. Von Hayes will be the batter. Hayes looped a double, driving in a run his first time. Fast strike over the inside corner. Well, Mailer may have had the worst inning of his life. Maybe he can settle down now and pitch a good ball game. And they'll let up all the way to the screen. It's 1-1. Steve Bedrosian wants to be remembered to his folks, Mike and Gene, up in Methuen, Massachusetts. The pitch. Let up inside, 2-1. And a big Braves fan, Liz Pons, celebrating a birthday down in Clearwater, Florida. Two balls, one strike. Hot shot. Hubbard should throw him out in a very easy second inning. Nothing to this game. 1-2-3. The end of 2. Atlanta 4. Philadelphia 3. Another couple has gotten engaged on the matrix board here. And that's nice, I guess. But I'm still waiting for him to show one where the girl whacks a guy right on top of the head and says, "You slob, get out of here." Never seems to happen. Till after they're married. Murphy hits one up the middle, base hit. That's the way the third inning starts. And immediately the bullpen goes back to work for Philadelphia. Ted Simmons will be the batter. He singled his first time. That's the 6th Atlanta hit of the game. Wallace Ritchie again. Fastball missed inside. 1 ball, no strikes. 4-3 Atlanta after a dreadful start. Runner going. They got Murphy hung up. Parrish runs right at him. Whoops. What do I do now? And Samuel will outrun him. It goes 2-4, caught stealing. And that's the way you make that play, kids, the way Lance Parrish made it.
Just saw Parrish give Murph a little pat on the backside after the play. Parrish never threw the ball, and that's exactly how you do it. You run at the runner and make him commit. Then you can make the one throw and get the tag. But Parrish has chased after Murph, gave it to the speedy Samuel, who puts on the tag. I don't know if Murph was trying to steal and then had thought better of it or not.
Looked like a hit and run. The 1-1. Fly ball right field. Wilson should handle it shy of the track, and he does. 2 out. Murph is finding this a little boring. It's 100 degrees out there, and that's 2 nights in a row. He's wound up in a rundown. Andres Thomas, the batter. Ruffin now with 2 out. Up the middle, headed for center field. That gets through. Andres Thomas is 2 out of 2. 7 hits off this guy. And Ozzie Virgil, the batter. Braves 1-7 on the trip. The stretch, the pitch. We'll start a half hour earlier tomorrow evening.
Oh, good. I'll have a longer time to fill.
Yeah, it'll be just a little warmer at game time tomorrow. Do you get in trouble if you perspire on your official TBS shirt?
I don't think you personally get in trouble. I think your shirt's in a lot of trouble.
A lot of counting departments, a little tough. You never know. Well hit into right, but Wilson is there, and the inning is over. And when you're going bad, even when you hit the ball well, turned around, got 4 in the second. Schmidt singled in a run his first time. He lined it into right field. Glenn Wilson, Lance Parrish will follow. Mailer into the motion, the pitch. Curve outside. 1 ball, no strike. Either Sanford and Son or Night Tracks will follow the game tonight, depending on who wins. Curve caught the outside corner. Oh, it says depending on what time our game starts. Well, somebody else can figure this. Something will follow the game tonight on TBS. Off the glove of the pitcher, Thomas. Great play. Throws in. No, I can't make the play. Boy, that would have been a great play. Simmons couldn't come up with a short hop throw.
Andres Thomas makes an outstanding play. Mailer deflects the ball. This gives Thomas a chance, and he makes the most out of it. Really off balance, a good throw, but Simmons could not come up with a scoop. He won't come up with a scoop this time either.
And they score it, a hit for Schmidt. Here's Glenn Wilson. Upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. So the leadoff man is on for the Phillies in the bottom of the third. Houston got 2 in the first at New York in the second game of that doubleheader at Shea. The Mets won the first one. Strike called. Fastball right in on his belt buckle. 1-1 the count. It's raining in Toronto, where Minnesota is playing. Detroit leads California 1-0 after 4 tonight. Tigers are really playing well. Breaking ball outside. 2-1 the count to Wilson. Jim Davenport runs through the signs at third. Del Unser coaches first for the Phillies. Rick takes too much time, so Wilson steps out. He is contemplating knee surgery. His right knee giving him a lot of trouble. There's a look at Jim Davenport. Curve, base hit left field. Just beyond the reach of a lunging Overtreff. 2 on with nobody out, and the Phillies knock at the door again.
I don't know if we'll see Wilson swing. We just see the ball just missed the outstretched glove of Ken Oberkfell. Good job of hitting by Wilson. He waited on the curve. He waited. He kind of clutches, double clutches, and goes down and gets it and kind of yanks it to left field.
Lance Parrish is the batter. He bounced into a force play his first time. Wilson at first, Schmidt at second. There's no one out. Just missed the outside corner. 1 ball, no strikes. Greg Gross is on deck now. Dedman up again in the Atlanta pen. The outfield shades Parrish slightly toward left. Pickoff play at second, but Schmidt scampers back safely. Just missed inside. Parrish again checks out Davenport. 2-0 the count. chopped foul past third. It's 2-1. If you can get a ground ball out of Parrish, you figure nice play, man. You figure to get the double play. But he can hurt you. He's got great power. "12 hits in this game already. We're in the third. Battles back. It's 2-2. Two balls, two strikes. 330 down the lines here, but a little short in the power alleys. 371. There you go. This is a pretty good hitter, Spark. Got him with a slow curveball. Parrish could not pull the trigger. He had taken his stride and couldn't unload.
When Mailer gets ahead on fastballs, here comes his beauty. That just froze Parrish. That's a beautiful curveball. Mailer's slow curve.
Greg Gross popped out his first out. 1 ball, no strikes. Right through there, and the count even. Though he's a left-hand hitter, the Braves figure Gross to go the other way. They have Hall shaded into left center. Simmons plays behind the runner at first. Not a whole lot of speed on the bases or in the batter's box for Philadelphia. Line drive, base hit, right field. Let's see if Schmidt can score. Murphy up and firing. It's going to be close. Oh, they cut it off. I wish he'd have let that one go. I think Schmidt would have beaten it, but it would have been close. The game is tied, and Gross drives in his 10th run of the year.
Here's Murph coming up throwing. I think Schmidt would have been safe. But Simmons cuts it off, and the runner goes to third anyway. He wanted to prevent Gross from taking second. So Schmidt scores. Wilson goes to third on the base hit down the right field line, and Gross gets another hit off Mailer.
And Steve Jeltz stands in there.
And watch out for some kind of squeeze play to put the Phillies ahead.
Off speed, pitch is high. 1 ball, no strikes. Ozzie Virgil looks first to Davenport and then into the Atlanta dugout, going along with John's thinking. Jeltz was intentionally past his first time. Top foul back and out of play. Here's an interesting stat for you, and one that will dismay Rick Mailer when he finds out about it. He has faced 17 hitters in this game and has thrown a strike on the first pitch to only 3 of them.
That's why I was making that point about that slow curve that froze Parrish. That works at its best when Mailer gets out ahead with the fastball and strikes.
Pitch out, nothing happening. 2 balls and a strike.
Listen, there are very few pitches in the history of baseball. Nolan Ryan is a great example, but very few who could work behind. And Rick Mailer doesn't throw hard enough to really work behind.
High ball 3. It's 3-1. There's no activity in the Philadelphia bullpen, which sort of surprises me. For the way this game has gone, if you get a chance to score a bunch, you might want to do it. Oh, he chased a terrible pitch up around his eye. Count is full now, 3-2. First and third, one out, one in. If Jeltz can pull it to the right side, he's got a base hit. Simmons has to hold the runner on. Up the middle, Mailer knocks it down. He's going to try for the double play, and they don't get anybody. In his anxiety, Thomas dropped the ball, and he did. That's a boot on Thomas. Another run is in, an RBI for Jeltz.
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking Thomas was pulling the ball out of his glove, but he hadn't caught it. You know how quickly he throws. Mailer knocks it down. He wants a double play to get out of the inning, and he never caught it. And that's a good non-call by second base umpire Jerry Davis. He never caught the ball. He wanted to sweep it out of his glove to throw to first, but that unfortunately doesn't count. No, the Phils take the lead and have first and second one out. Here's the pitcher, and you can certainly look for the bunt here.
It's upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Dedman ready in the Atlanta bullpen. Now Oberkfell and Mailer talk it over. 13 hits, 2 errors, 9 runs. 2 wild pitches, a pass ball, and we're in the third. There's a strike, and the count is 1-1. Ruffin was out swinging his first time. Juan Samuel is on deck. He bunts down the first base line, but foul, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Two are in, 2 are on, 1 is out. This has been really a most unusual game. I guess unusual is the word to use for it. He bunts, and it is a fair ball. The only play will be to first, and Ruffin, with 2 out, gets the sacrifice down. It goes 2-4. It moves Gross to third and Jeltz to second. It brings Samuel to the plate. He has walked and bounced out.
I think your use of the word unusual is euphemistic.
It really is a strange ballgame. Two out, 2 on. Samuel. Look out. 1 ball, no strike. That was a little calling card.
The old-fashioned knockdown as Mailer shaves the chin of Juan Samuel.
That's a major league knockdown pitch there. One ball, no strikes. Breaking ball, and it's even, 1-1. Milt Thompson would be next. There are 2 out in the inning. Caught the inside corner, a ball and 2 strikes.
It would be a high number anyway, but it's even a higher number on a night like this. Rick Mailer has now thrown 74 pitches in 3 innings. Number 75 coming up.
And hopefully the last. He's ahead on the count, 1-2. He shakes one off and another. And now Virgil will start all over again. 2-2. They play Samuel straight away, and of course they play him deep. 7 o'clock television time tomorrow. We don't know who'll be pitching for Atlanta. Doyle Alexander due to pitch Sunday, unless they move him up. Not a whole lot happening at the moment. It's 2-2. Looped into left center field. It's going to be in there for a hit. 2-run score. It gets away from Hall. Samuel's going to try for 3. He will be safe. A pop fly triple scores 2 more, and it's 7-4.
And the Braves have to be embarrassed about Samuel going to third, because he was at second base when that ball was captured by Renicky after it popped over the head of Albert Hall, taking that high hop on the artificial turf. And there isn't any excuse for the Braves not getting the ball into the infield quickly enough. Look at Renicky hang on to the ball. And so Samuel said, oh, I'm going to go to third. And with his legs, he beat the throw easily.
They had a 3-run for the Phillies had a 3-run first. The Braves have a 2-run, had a 4-run second. The Phillies have a 4-run third to this point. Runner at third, 2 out. 14 hits in the game, 7 each. Just missed the outside corner. And that's the 8th triple of the year for Samuel. He's tied for the league lead. It's 3-1. He walked him. That's the 4th walk for Mailer. Here comes Chuck Tanner. And that may be all for Rick. It is. And I'll tell you what, he is burning. I think I know him well enough to know. Not so much at Mailer. He just hasn't had it tonight. And his defense hasn't helped him either. So Mailer is through for the evening. He lasts 2 2/3, giving up 7 hits, 7 runs. We think it's Jeff Dedman who's getting the call from the Atlanta bullpen. That's who it is. And we'll see how he fares right after this.